Welcome. This is the first session of what I hope is many for the fall 2022 semester of mechanical engineering 1005, 1006. I don't know how. I'm guessing most of, if not all of you, are in 1005. Do I have any 1006ers? Me. No, it looks like I'm the only 1006 in here, so.
One less class you have to teach?
They're cross-listed in here. So the only difference between 1005 and 1006 is 1006 gets a grade. 1005, your scores go back to your lecture class, the 10 MEEN 1000, and becomes part of that grade.
All right.
So, so I don't issue a grade. So, it's neither here nor there. Anyway, so welcome. This is SolidWorks. You should have received okay, so I'm going to be stuttering a lot tonight, so bear with me. Let's see, there should be an announcement and or in the welcome is access to oh no, that's not the one I wanted. Where did it go? I'll have to check and make sure I sent it to you guys, but you should be able to get SolidWorks at home.
Oh, access to SolidWorks? Yep, it's there.
It's here.
I saw it.
Yeah,
that's how I tried to download it before I realized that I couldn't do it with Windows 7.
Right. So you do have access to a year's license of SolidWorks for being in my class. And you can, with this one, download the most latest and greatest. Which if you do, then I'll have to upgrade mine to the most latest and greatest, because if you do 2022 23 and I'm in 2021 22, I can't open 2022 23. Because it don't work that way. So, but I try to keep up to date, because there are some students of mine who use SolidWorks from their office. Some people work where they have access to SolidWorks and they use it there. And if they're in the most greatest, then I can't open, so I stay with the most. And if I don't have the most, I go to my office and use my office there. Anyway, so just going to start with just a quick rundown of what's in the Canvas site, our homepage here. I am a certified SolidWorks professional. I took the exam and passed it. Woohoo! Yay me! With that and 50 cents, I can still buy a cup of coffee. So come in here to the start here. We'll give you some, just a rundown of the overviews and a whole bunch of the legal stuff for the class. Schedule, I think. What? Okay. I guess I haven't updated that schedule page, so I will get that updated. Sorry. I had a mess getting MATLAB up because they changed the editions of textbook they're using, so I had to basically redo the whole freaking Canvas site to go from the 5th to 6th. So here's a little bit about me, who I am, what I do. I think this is up to date. Yeah, 26. I have twins. Oh no, I didn't update this. Dang, I'll get this updated. This is a couple years old, but the video is somewhat, and you see all those pictures in the background. I was a volunteer for Comic-Con, so we spent probably 6 years going to all the Comic-Con events.
Oh, wait a second. I'm the only student, so I could just pipe up like this.
Sure.
I went to Comic-Con, and we have the TARDIS.
Cool.
So we've gone to every single Comic-Con that's happened in Utah.
I missed the first one because my daughter came up and says, "Hey, let's do Comic-Con." I said, "That's great. When is it?" And she never said. And then And when I thought about it again, I says, well, when's that Comic-Con thing going? Oh, it's already happened. So we missed the first one, which is very frustrating because I understand that Patrick Stewart was there, and I really love Patrick Stewart. He's a great individual. But then we went to the next one, and I was bored silly after 20 minutes. It just
Really?
walking around the vendor floor, it's not my thing. So I volunteered, and I got put in the info booth, and I thought, okay, I'm not going to like this, but man, I tell you, I love working in the info booth. So the next 9 events, I served in the info booth. I was team captain outside of the show office info booth. So I got to sit there and legally tell people where to go. So,
well, are you going to be at the new one that's coming up?
I'm still fluctuating. I didn't go to the last one because of COVID. I'm high risk because of my medication I take from arthritis. And there have been a lot of changes since the last one I went to. Brian Brandenburg sold his interest in Comic-Con to a new investor that brought their own volunteer team with them and changed the way that the info booth is run. And I hear it's not as pleasurable to be in the info booth as it used to be. So,
I see.
but I did get an email from somebody at the community college. I guess their STEM program has put together some stuff to put into KidCon, and they're looking for volunteers to basically come and be a fence to keep people away from their stuff.
Fair enough.
So, I can volunteer for that, and 2-hour shift will give me a free entry to the Comic-Con for the day. So.
Well, if you go, let me know. I can come say hi or something.
Yeah. So anyway, we've spent way too much money on photo ops. My wife was in line. She was the next one to get her photo op with Dick Van Dyke when they closed it down.
So close.
So close, but yet so far. So anyway, back to. I may have to edit out that 5 minutes, but we'll leave it there anyway. So here on the homepage, you scroll down here, you can come in here and get a shortcut to a page that's not found. Yes, I really love it when that happens. Cool. So I'll get that link fixed too. Sorry. But the most important one here is these videos. One thing I require you to do in all your SolidWorks parts is to put your name in your part as a feature, either as an extruded feature or a cut feature. And then if you want to play with the title blocks in your drawings, here's some steps on how to do that. One thing that I've really stressed that the textbook that we use does not is fully defined sketches. It's very important that all of your sketches are fully defined. Not if you're just doing a drawing to do a drawing, then no, they don't need to be fully defined. But if you're doing modeling in SolidWorks to do engineering work and design work and research and development, you need to have your sketches defined so that they're going to react the way you want them to if you're going to make a change. And if they're not fully defined, you can't do that. I've lost countless hours by going into parts that other people in my office have designed and modeled, and I try to do a simple move this hole from here to here, and it's a freaking nightmare because of the so I'm very, very particular about fully defined sketches. The cable spool is one of the parts that's assigned to you. I just did a quick video of me showing you how I would go about modeling that in SolidWorks. And then this one here is tips and tricks. I started using SolidWorks 2003. 2003 was the first version of SolidWorks and I've been with SolidWorks ever since. And I've learned a lot of tips and tricks, and actually I've even learned more since I've made this video. But for our class, there's some really helpful tips in there. And then finally the syllabus. I don't know if this one's up to date yet or not either. Fall 2020, so it's a couple years old. But I honestly I don't. Which this one says 20. I think the textbook. The oldest textbook or newest textbook I got is 2021. I think this bookstore has 2022, and we won't go down that road because that's frustrating on my part. So yeah, I'm gonna have to make me a note to come in and do some updating on this one. I literally spent the entire weekend before classes started getting my MATLAB class updated, and even there I missed a lot and had to go back in and fix it. So let's see, update Canvas. I have to make notes because I only have 2 functioning brain cells and I tend to forget a lot. So anyway, there is scheduled 2 exams for this course, a midterm, which will cover some of the beginning topics. Generally, it's been I just give you 3 drawings and have you model the parts, and then a final exam. The final exam, I got 2 options to do on the final exam. What I started doing for the first 100 years that I was teaching this course was giving you a drawing and most of the parts of an assembly. Had you model one part and then put the assembly together and make a drawing. But the last few semesters I found that it's been very neat and very useful and more insightful for me to find out how well you know SolidWorks by having you present to me your term project, this guy right here, rather than doing a final exam. So that one's can go either way. All the workbooks that we're doing, there are 8 of them, comprises 40% of your grade. Quizzes, I'm a little slow on getting all the quizzes ready, but there are a few quizzes from the chapters, and then term project and final grade, and then then I send Jesse or whoever your instructor for the ME and 1000, I send them your scores and they add it into that. So here's the due dates for the workbooks and the quizzes that are available. I think there's only a couple of quizzes. So that's Canvas. When you're submitting your homework, it's very, 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 very important when we get into doing the workbooks on drawings and assemblies. Students will have a habit of just sending me the drawing file or the assembly file, and then I get it and I can't open it because the drawing and the assembly files reference the part files, and if I don't have the part files, I can't open the assemblies and I can't open drawings. So for those, you need to send everything, the part files, the assembly drawings, and the assembly files. I need them all. Put them in a zip file and zip them to me. Because if I don't get them, then I just put a nasty note in your grade and say I can't grade this until I get all the part files. So yeah, cool, far out right. And I think it does state that on the assignments. Let's see, I think workbook 5 assembly model. I see right here. Please submit all files. Must be zipped. Yep. So follow the instructions and we'll all be happy. Well, some of us will be happy. Okay, you'll be happy. I'm married with children. I'm not allowed to be happy. Yeah, so cool. So that's class. Welcome. Thanks. See you next week. Oh, no, wait. So this is SolidWorks. I'm running 2021. I probably will update to 2022 for this semester.
It looks like the one I have available to me is 2020. Is that okay?
Yeah. Anything earlier than 2021, I can open. Anything newer, I can't.
All right.
So if it's older, yeah, I can open up any files that are older than than what I'm running. I just can't do the newer files. So this is a SolidWorks. I think I try to keep this set up the same as same layout that the students have, so that when I'm helping them, they're not saying, well, where's that tile or toolbar at, and why come I don't have this? Why don't I? So I try to keep it all the same. So I'll just do a quick preview here of how to get started in SolidWorks. Obviously, you open it up, and this is what it comes to when you open it. So this little tab right here, you can hit it down and hit new, and it'll open up this little box. and you can do either a new part, a new assembly, or a new drawing. Okay, and look at that, there's a link there for SolidWorks tutorials. Just as a side note, I learned how to model in SolidWorks and, for what it's worth, Pro E, just by doing their tutorials, and then spend 20 years working in SolidWorks. So the tutorials are very helpful, very nice. Where did it go? Okay, well, that link didn't work, but if you click on this question mark up here and go to tutorials, it'll load up. You get your basic starting stuff on how to do things, best techniques on how to do all kinds of really neat stuff, and then some advanced stuff and productivity stuff, and so you can learn a lot through these tutorials. So if you want to learn more than what's being provided in the classroom, I suggest going to the tutorials. Okay, so let's start a new part. So if we just click on that there, come up here, and we'll just pick a part, double click on that, it'll open up in a part window eventually. So this is your part window in SolidWorks. Over here is your feature tree. This shows you everything that you're doing in this particular part. It shows all the processes that it took to get to the model, to the final stage. So SolidWorks is really, really simple, and most of the time it's a good program. Sometimes I'd like to take my computer and throw it out the window because it frustrates the bejeebies out of me. But we're being nice. So when you're modeling in SolidWorks, you gotta do a sketch on any flat surface, whether it be a plane or a surface on a part. It doesn't matter, but it's got to be flat. You can't be doing the edge of a cylinder. So we'll just grab a plane here, and then up here we're going to you can't see that window up there, but this is the feature extrude. So we just hit that, and it brings us into the sketch. This is a smart, there we go, a smart toolbar up here for whatever process you're into. It'll click over to sketches here, and then when you get into assemblies, it'll have the assembly toolbars, and then drawings, it'll have the drawing stuff. So now this is so I'll show you the long way to do things first, and then I'll on the next feature I'll show you the easy way. So we've done a sketch on the front plane. I'm going to take a circle here, and I'll just bring this over here, and you see when that turns, I don't know if you can see that it goes to a red dot at the center, and then at the tail end of the pointer it has a little, looks like a T in a yellow box. That means that it's going to the center point, and then it comes out. Now we have a circle. Look at that. Isn't that cool? That's gray, means that it's a fully defined circle. Yeah. See, if we cross the shapes on it, now we got some serious issues, because you can't have interfering geometries like that. SolidWorks doesn't like it. So we got the circle, and then we grab our dimension tool, and we come up here and put a dimension on there. Okay, now it's going to default to what it thinks is a dimension, but you can put in whatever you want, and there we go. And come on, don't make a liar out of me. There we go, 0.5. There we go. Now it's a half-inch cycle. Okay, so there it is, a nice flat circle. And why are people texting me when I tell them I'm online with students? I just don't understand why people are so rude. Rude, crude, and socially unacceptable. Okay, that's quiet. Okay, so we got a circle, and if this is all we're going to do with it, then we come up here and close the sketch, and it brings out the extrusion. The boss extrude. Now you got a couple options here. You can grab this arrow here and make it as long as you want, or turn it the other direction. Say, man, that's cool. Yeah, dude, farm out, right arm out of state. Or you can come on here and give it an actual dimension, and then close the green arrow. And now we just made a cylinder that is 1 inch tall with a 1/2 inch diameter. Okay. So now if we wanted to put something feature coming out of here, see, we come on here, we can't, it won't let you do anything because that's not a flat surface. It's got to be flat surface. But if we click over here, click on this flat surface and say we want to do a cut, now it changed over and give us what we want to cut. So we'll just grab a polygon here and go to the center point, and I'm going to do this because a lot of students don't realize that on these things you can make, so, hey, that's a good idea. Slow down, take a deep breath. Okay, so you see that the lines here are blue. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colors these lines can be, and I think I can show you all of them, or at least not most of them, because most of them I try to avoid. So blue means that it's a construction line. If it's a solid blue line, it's a construction line. That means that's the edge of a part, the feature. The dashed line is a construction line. They're just ignored. They're there for like putting a tangent here or doing center lines and whatnot. So, but blue means that it's not fully defined. I can move that in any way I want within the two-dimensional plane that I'm sketching on. So to make them fully defined, everything should be black. So we're going to grab this line here, and this little window pops up, and we click on this guy here right there, and it says make it horizontal. So you notice it shifted it to horizontal. So now it can just go up and down in size because it won't rotate anymore, because this has been constrained to being horizontal. Oops, I'm not that, you didn't see that. Okay, and then we can come in here and throw a dimension across here and say we want a 3/8 flat. Now you notice everything turned black. Black means that it is fully defined. Now another color is red. Red is not a good color, so if we come with our thing here and put a dimension over here, boom, oh, it went yellow. Oh, I get it. Hang on. If I make that driven, okay, yellow is not a good color in your lines. That means it's over-defined. You got too many things describing how it is, and it just SolidWorks doesn't like that. So you could either make this one driven, which means that you can have it there for reference. That if it's a 3/8 hex, you'll have a 0.22 flat, and if you change this, it will change that because it's driven by this dimension. Cool, hey, right? Yeah, far out. Yeah. Okay, so now let's we'll cut this. So I'm going back to the feature tab. We're going to do a cut, and we'll just do through all, and we just put a hex through the center of that. Now, oh wait, hey, he changed the size of that. That's no longer 3/8. So we can just come in here and change that dimension back to 3/8, and then hit the rebuild, and poof, there it is. See, so is that cool or what? So now one of the shortcuts that I've been trying not to. Okay, so now let's bring a gizmo up here. So we're going to grab this bar here and go back one. Okay, that basically turns that feature off and allows us to do something before that. So we're going to grab the top plane, and this just brings it orthogonal to the screen, or parallel to the screen actually, and we're going to add a boss coming off of that at the center of this part. So I'm just going to draw that there. Okay, so now this is one of the shortcuts that you'll see in that video. If you take and hit your right mouse button and move the cursor, it brings up this window, and these are the commands that are available to you. Okay, I have what, 12? Yeah, I think I got 12 features there. You can go from 4, 6, 8, and 12. I like 12. Actually, I wish I could do more. So what I want to do here is draw a line, and I'm going to go from the center of that down to the center of this one. Okay, but I don't want that to be a solid line. I want it to be a center line, so I right mouse on that line and again move my cursor and come to this feature, which changes from a solid line to a construction line. Wow, that's just mind blown. Okay, so now we're going to grab this guy and drag and drop him on that line in the center of it. And then, oops, that's what I did, was I just dragged and came up. There's my dimension tool. And we'll give it a 1/4 inch diameter. And we'll close the sketch. And we'll bring this up this way. Yeah, let's go 1 inch. Okay, now that we got that done, we can grab this line and drag it back down, and that'll give us our hex hole in it. Oh, I did a cut. That wasn't supposed to be a cut. That was supposed to be a... Okay, so now we're going to delete that. We're just deleting the feature, not the sketch. And we'll do a boss. I'm going to do a boss that's 1 inch long, not... And now cut that. And then if we want to put a hole in here, well, let's do this one here. This is a shell. And yeah, 100 thousandths wall. Boom. Oh, that's, oh yeah, 100 thousandths on 250. That's not too smart, you idiot. Hey, that wasn't very nice. So now I'm just going to double click on the shell, which will bring up this dimension. Don't do that. I want, maybe it'll let me do it. See, this is one of those times where you really want to throw SolidWorks. Okay, fine, we'll do it the hard way. We'll come up here and just give it a 15 thousandths wall, and then watch the machinists complain when they have to go build that. Oh, it shouldn't. Okay, so that left the bottom in. We don't want the bottom left in, so it should have cut that out. Oh, yeah, okay. So by selecting that surface, it added the shell to it too. So anyway, technically, if I was doing this, I would have come up here instead and done a cut and do a circle here, and then grab this edge and that circle and make them concentric, and then do, if I wanted to do an offset, grab those two dimensions, and then when I close this, I would do a up to next, which means it'll cut that up until it hits the next surface. That gives us a flat there. That's more what we wanted. You still with me, Brenton, or did I put you to sleep?
I'm here. I'm just trying to figure out how to scale some random text that isn't super related to what you're talking about.
Oh, you're not even listening to me.
Well, I figure you're recording things, so I don't want to interrupt you.
I'm just sitting here talking to myself.
I am listening, to be fair.
Okay.
I'm just not paying as much attention as I probably should be.
Well, it's all right. You're paying more attention than everybody else is. So, anyway,
I don't know. Maybe they're sitting here like watching on every word.
But anyway,
Pretty cool looking thing that you made there, though.
yeah, a little hammer. Well, I can make a handle here a little longer, and then we'll have a big hammer.
More of a wrench than a hammer.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
Oh, now we got like a war hammer. Let's go. I suppose it depends on the scale.
Yeah.
That's like a...
Yeah, well, you consider that this diameter here is only, what was it, 1 inch?
Yeah, that's just a wrench then.
Well, actually 0.5 diameter.
Ah.
So, yeah, so that's one thing the book doesn't teach you. If you grab a line down here in the bottom, it'll tell you the length. Or if you click on a circle, it'll tell you the radius or diameter. Or if you grab two lines with holding the control button, it'll tell you the distance betwixt them.
Yeah, I'm trying to click on things and it's not doing anything.
Well, I don't know.
As in, like, it's not selecting it. Do I have to have the right tool selected or something?
No, I just got cursor open.
Okay.
And
So, is there a way that you can scale blue lines?
scale blue lines.
So, like, they aren't set yet. So, does that mean I can readjust the size somehow?
Yeah. Well, see, if you would have been paying attention to me instead of looking at your text, I
Sorry.
showed you how to turn those blue lines black.
Yeah, I looked away for a second. I was like, oh, he did that. That seems like it would be important.
Yeah. So let's go look at the hex that I did. That's not a hex. Hex is the bottom one. Here we go. That's not the hex either. Where's the? There's the hex. So,
my text doesn't have those lines. Is that?
your text doesn't have what lines?
Well, you're like clicking on things to like. It doesn't have any scale points that I can see. Maybe do I got to zoom in a little
Well,
bit?
would you mind showing your screen for the video?
Sure. How do I do that?
Just go into the Zoom.
Share screen.
Share screen. Pick the screen that you're on.
Bada bing, bada booshka.
And I'll bring it. Wait a minute. Hang on. I got to bring it down here so that the.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you got your name in there.
Yes. I saw something about you wanting to.
Yeah, that should be the last thing you put in, though.
Yeah. So I just wanted to practice. Like, oh yeah, can I do that?
Okay. Yeah. So how did you get the letters in there?
I just came up here. I was like, yes. How do you put in text? Like, okay, great. And then it gives you an option to put in text.
Okay. Yeah. If you close that window,
Which window?
just hit the X up there by underneath the sketch text over to the left. Go up,
Sketch.
down. Okay, hit that. Okay, if you go up above that, you see where it says MBD dimensions. Okay.
Yes.
Oh no, go back onto the feature tab.
Oh.
No, sorry, sketch tab. Sorry, sketch. Now above that MBD is an A.
Okay.
That's where you get to that.
Oh, all right. Sounds good.
Okay.
So,
yeah. So now you're
I've
done.
got the-
Yeah. With your name, you're not gonna. You're not gonna get your name fully defined. Well,
Can I make it bigger? Is that possible?
the text.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just click on it. On the text. Double click on the text. It'll open up the dialog box for it.
Jeez. Let me click on you. It does not want to work.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
it's a pain in the butt sometimes.
Do I just want
There
to
you
click
go.
on
There
it?
you go.
Oh.
No, that didn't do it. Why don't you just go ahead and highlight all that and delete it, and we'll put it in new.
Come on, silly thing.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
So now go up and hit that A button for the text.
All right.
Okay. Down at the bottom there, you see where it says Use Document Font. Deselect
Yeah.
that. Hit the
Oh.
hit the font.
Ah, I see.
Go down and hit the font. Go down and hit the font.
Which one?
Down where it says font ...
Oh, got it.
And then over here you can pick either the font by point, or you can specify how tall you want the text to be.
I see. So if I say I want it to be... Sure.
That's gonna
5
be,
inches tall.
That's going to be
Wanna
too
make
big.
it-
That's going to be too big. Make it 0.75. I think even 0.75 is going to be too big for your screen, but we'll see. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Oh, that looks like
and
it's
now-
pretty well, actually.
Now, while you're in there, you should be able to point your click to a spot where you want your text, and it'll move.
That does not want to.
Does not want to.
Let's see.
Well, go ahead and close that
Select it.
the green window up there, or the green arrow underneath the sketch text. Oh, you're gonna put the rest of your name.
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
see. So what am I clicking on?
Just close the sketch text.
Sketch text.
Green one.
Close it?
Green one.
Oh.
And now you should be able to grab that by that dot and move it around.
This dot?
Yeah.
Ah. Okay. There we go. You have a really good guesstimation of like, yes, this is how big you want to make it if you want to make it so it fills it.
Well, I was just going based off of the size it was before.
Come on.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're on the online, or no? You're on all access, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's its own little.
Does that mess with things?
It doesn't work exactly the same as the desktop version, and that's why I ended up buying it, because it's annoying when it doesn't do things that it's supposed to do that I've been doing for years. So I just figured, it was worth $100 to me to buy the student version of it to use to teach than to sit there and fight and cuss that thing. So now you should be able to just exit sketch up there.
Alright.
Go up, over. See where the first one on the row underneath SolidWorks, underneath the red SolidWorks.
Oh, got it.
Right there, and now you don't have. Okay, you didn't have. So now click the Features tab. And you can either cut it in with an extruded cut, or you can build it out with an extruded base boss.
I'm going to say extruded cut.
And I'd go down, I don't know how big.
Where do I?
Yeah. Oh, you weren't working on it
Whoa.
solid.
Oh, I was just a second ago.
Well, that's what I thought.
Huh. What changed?
I don't know. Go ahead and close that out. Let's go back and look at your feature tree. Yeah, you have
Alright.
that. Okay, rotate. Let's see what the depth of your part is. Yeah, your part has no depth.
Where did the depth go? There was depth there a second ago.
Yeah, I seen it. So,
Huh.
right mouse click on the boss feature. Well, the boss extrude one down there under. Yeah, right mouse that, and the top left corner. Hit that one. That allows you to edit. Brings up the edit box. Now you.
Aha!
Now see, it's only got a depth of 0.0001. So there you go. Now close.
Let's make it a little bit thinner because I want it to look like a coin. All right.
And now click on the sketch 2. Underneath boss, there you go. Sketch 2, and then go to your features.
Let me square this guy back up again.
Features tab,
Features.
and either cut or extrude.
All right. So, can I just match you up?
Well, if you want to go all the way through, it doesn't matter if it's set to go deeper.
Oh.
Or you can, if you want to go all the way through, go over there where it says blind on the left, and hit that arrow and do through all.
There we go. Yeah.
And then hit the green arrow. And you want to tell it to keep all bodies, because the letters have basically little islands in it for parts of your name, like the O's and the A's and the G's and the E's and the B's.
Wonder if I can change my settings, because it looks like to zoom in they want me to zoom back, which is weird.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you on that. Like I say, it drove me nuts, so I got rid of it.
Fair enough. All right, and now I have a coin that could potentially be laser cut.